Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over a Tempross guide. The reason I'm doing this is because I like doing solo Tempross, and I'm going to be doing it till I hit 70, so I might as well do a video kind of explaining exactly how I intend to do this. This may not be the most effective guide when it comes to points or XP, but this is how I plan on doing Tempboss till 70. One thing that you'll need is 4 buckets. I like using 2 rope instead of 2 hammers. That way I do have the opportunity to go ahead and tether, even if I do lose my stuff during a big wave. But you're gonna start off by fishing. Obviously this is a fishing mini game, but you need 4 buckets of water. You can get buckets from the ships. All the supplies are actually on the ship itself. But I like using 1 hammer, 2 ropes, 1 harpoon. Obviously if you have the dragon harpoon, it's going to be much more effective rather. um Also, I use graceful. I simply do not have the fishing equipment, the skilling set. I forget the actual name of the set itself, but I don't have that set, so I don't use it. But anytime you see one of these fishing spots with fish jumping out of it, you want to go ahead and fish there because you have the chance to get double, as you see down here. Or I don't know if it's a chance. It seems like it's not a chance, but at some point it was a chance. And then anytime you see your screen going blue, you want to go ahead and tether to the totem pole. We're gonna go ahead and do that right there so we do not lose any of our items. Anytime you notice that the tether gets broken, it's very important that you go ahead and fix it. This isn't too much of like a time crunch or anything too crazy. There are a few things that I do every round. I try to make sure that I use all 4 of my buckets every round, especially for the side that I'm on. And you'll see what the buckets are used for. Here we go. So typically you'll have 4 clouds. We have 1 up there and we have 3 down here. Now, what I typically do is go ahead and douse the fires as soon as they spawn. And the reason I do this is so that A, they don't spread, and B, it helps me be able to do 4 buckets a round. Now you don't have to go ahead and fill your buckets, but go ahead and douse the fires. This is also a good time to tether. I do have the Tempross plugin, which is showing me these timers. I do recommend using it. It makes seeing everything a lot easier. Um, And as you can see here, there's some seaweed. So we're going to go ahead and repair the mast. So we'll go ahead and hammer that. And then we'll be set. So anytime you notice that the mast is has seaweed on it, go ahead and repair it. Obviously, everything is repaired at the moment. When you're doing solos, you only need, I believe it's 19 fish. So I could use another inventory spot, but I have no need for that. So I'm going to go ahead and use all of my fish. Now, one thing I will be doing is filling up my water pumps when I get down to the dock. And the reason I'm going to do that is because phase 2 is a little bit more time sensitive. And it's mainly because we don't really have any grace period. At the beginning, the game starts with 50% energy and then slowly accumulates. We get about I don't know the exact timing, but it feels like a minute to just kind of prepare for the game itself. Obviously you don't need that 50% energy because we wouldn't be able to do phase 2 if that was the case. However, we are going to be skipping phase 2, and you'll see what I mean by that here in a moment. One thing that we need to make sure is that the essence gets below 50%. This is super important, and you'll see why in a moment. Obviously we're doing really good there, and then we're just going to go ahead and go back to fishing. So that is phase 1 down. Phase 2 is very similar to phase 1, however it's a little bit more time sensitive. Phase 2 is where you're going to make your like make yourself fail if you do fail, mainly because of that 50% that I was talking about earlier. We like go straight into phase two, and there's not really like a grace period per se. So every time I use this plug in, I wait till it gets about half, and then I go ahead and tether. See, this is damaged, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the repair button on that, and then we're gonna go over to this two fishing spot. Um, Pretty simple minigame overall. You should take, I don't think you can take damage at all. You might be able to from the colossal wave, but I'm not really sure about that. This fishing spot is actually a safe fishing spot as well. Just FYI. I don't think any, oh, I was wrong. Okay, never mind. But here we go. We got another 4 flames. So what we will do is go ahead and douse all 4. We will have enough time to do all 4 every round. I do recommend doing this because you get points for doing it, and you should get about 8 points every round. I haven't had any lower or higher doing this method, so I'm not really sure if there's any variance there, but 8 points seems like a good amount for me. May not be good for everyone, but I'm not really everyone, so I'm not everyone, so I don't really know, but 8 seems good for me. So we'll go ahead and hit the tether button once this gets half. Obviously you're not gonna have this indicator unless you have the Tempross plugin, which is why I recommend doing it. It just kind of makes the game like a breeze. It makes finding these double fishing spots a lot more a lot easier. Typically they're in a green outline, but with the plugin it just has a timer on it. Which I like the timers. You may like, you don't have to use the plugin necessarily, but I do recommend using it. So this, as long as you get the fish, like the 20 fish into the barrel before this hits 80%, you should have no issue unloading. Even with, see how many, look, now we have 5 fires. And since Tempross has been subdued, we have to go on this side and use the water pump. We will go ahead and actually put out all these fires, because we are not going to be fishing during this phase. The reason that we do that is because there there's no point. Like, you have the option to do 3 phases, and I do every 3 phase, or I do mine in 3 phases rather. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up our water buckets, and then we're gonna go ahead and fish for phase 3. Like I said, you're gonna have a lot more time on this phase. You can't do any more than 3 phases. If you can't do any more than 3 phases. Oh, he's on. That's cool. I'll talk to him after this video. It's recorded, but you can't do any more than 3 phases. Simply, the storm intensity is way too fast. I believe the 4th phase is just like a end. So if you're not able to complete Tempross in 3 phases, then you're gonna have some issues. Which is why, like, I mean, we skip phase 2 because there's no reason to do any damage to him. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this round up, and then we're gonna wait till it gets half again, and then we're gonna go ahead and click on it. This one was a little bit closer, but as long as we get tethered, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how close. We want to be kind of efficient, like as efficient as possible, but you know, we can't be perfect all the time. So we'll go ahead and cook this. And in my experience, as long as you cook your fish below 50% storm intensity, you should be fine. But phase 3 is a breeze, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything. Like I said earlier, the only phase that you're gonna have like any sort of issue on is phase 2. If you're unable to do phase 2, you will just not be able to complete the mini game. So, but this game, like once you get past phase 2, there should be no reason that you fail, in my opinion. It's like the same thing over and over again. And then we'll go ahead and tether to the pole. And you should aim for 4 buckets used per round, just to increase the points that you'll be receiving. You should end up with like 6.5 to 7k points per round. I'm not sure if that scales with fishing level at all, but that is where I am able to get to. So yeah, okay, so here is the end of the round. So if you're wondering what you can really get from this mini game, there's a few things. There is the fishing barrel, which holds, I think it's 28 additional fish, which is really nice. There's the tackle box, which will help you hold fishing equipment, so you don't have to, so instead of having like 5 inventory spaces, you can only take up 1. That does include feathers and fishing bait, I believe. You can get the there's like certain flakes that you can get that will help double the amount of fish you get, and every time you get a fish, regardless if it's doubled or not, it will consume 1 flake. You need that and the bait that you and then there's the pet, obviously, for Tempross. There's the water tome, and there's some other things that we review once we get over to the reward pool. Give me one moment here, as obviously we have finished the game, so there we go. That is Tempross completed. Like I said, as long as you complete phase 2, you should be good. No stress at all. So we'll go ahead and leave, and as you can see, okay, I am ready to leave. So we will go ahead, go back to the ruins of Yukon, I think, or Uncon, I don't know. So let's see. So we got a total of 8 permits. I've done 32 Tempross. Most of them have been solos. I really enjoy doing solos, and like I said, some things that you can get here. We'll go ahead and take a net. You can take a net from this guy and then start fishing your rewards after every round. However, I do recommend that you wait till like bare minimum 50 to start getting rewards, because like it does scale with level, and it goes 50 to 75, 76 to 78, and then 79 to 80, and then 80 plus. So 80 plus is where you're going to be getting the best rewards. However, you know, not everyone wants to wait till then. So what I plan on doing from now on, I'm going to be going from, okay, I don't need all this. I didn't get anything good this time, but that's fine. What I'm going to be doing is going from 55 to 70, and that is what I plan on doing. However, the rewards, like I said, you can get the fish barrel, which is a 1 in 400, the tackle box, which is also 1 in 400, and then the soaked pages are obviously pretty nice. And then you can also get the big harpoon fish, which isn't that useful. The tome of water, which is essentially the same thing as the tome of fire, except it's water runes, which is not as useful but still pretty useful. Tiny Tempor, which is the pet, and the dragon harpoon. The dragon harpoon and tiny Tempor are on the same drop rate of 1 in 8,000, and then the tome of water is 1 out of 1,600. So I do hope to get either the tome of water or dragon harpoon from this. I would like to complete my collection log, honestly, but we can't guarantee that happening. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you found this video helpful, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, as hitting the like button will help this video reach a broader audience, and hitting the subscribe button will help you stay notified on when I post a new video. But that's all I got. Keep being awesome, and I will catch you in the next one.